Smile.
All right, so day 2 of training is done. It went well. I stick to my plan. 70-meter constant weight with monofin, which should have been an easy dive, considering the fact that it's my baseline for monofin. It's where I start when I want to feel a better place. Here I was a little bit more cautious, simply because I did very few training and I was not sure about the buoyancy, the speed. So yesterday was 60 meter, very, very, very conservative, and today 70. So I'm doing it pretty simple this year, a bit like Vertical Blue 2 years ago, which is, wow, it's a bumpy road, which is basically no warm-up, no stretching, no stress. a very simple approach that I realize only nowadays that when you're ready for a dive, you're ready for a dive. All the fluff you want to put around is generally more like for confidence, and I'm trying to work on that aspect to know that I can do the dive, and if it goes sideways, it's not a couple of stretch that's gonna change the outcome in general. So it's a lot of mental practice and to feel ready straight away to do your dive. But I'm getting used to it, I like it, it's more simple, way easier to deal with your official top during the competition. And I don't say that it's wrong to do stretching before going in the water, or to do some breath hold or what, and especially warm-ups in the water. But I'm just saying that it's not absolutely necessary, especially for someone that is a lot in the water like myself. So yeah, I had a very late start today because my official top was at 12:25. Which, considering I had the kids and Kiki last night, we were all up at like 6:30 in the morning, so that was quite some time to wait. I had time to basically have a whole day and then dive, but that's okay. The good thing also with the no warm-up approach is that you can arrive very close to your official top. Because I'm riding on the bike, I take my time. I prefer to have a bit of time to have my heart rate dropping a bit, because it's quite some adrenaline sometimes, especially on those roads with a lot of bump, a lot of holes and stoppe and everything you can imagine on the road. So just to get to the cenote, maybe an hour before my OT, and after that half an hour discuss with friends. I was happy to see the Playa del Carmen team today, like with Roberto, Katie, and then putting my wetsuit maybe 20-25 minutes before official top. So then about 15 minutes before official top, I can do a little bit of breathing facing the water in my snorkel, which in a way can be considered like a warm-up. Oh, finally a nice road. Oh wow, this is so good. So yeah, a little bit of breathing in the snorkel, floating next to the platform, and then putting the monofin. Today I asked 4 minutes for preparation before my dive. 4 minutes is good to do 1 minute facing the water, snorkel breathing with nose clip, and then 1 minute transitioning to surface and putting comfortable on a float, like a pool noodle, and then 2 minutes of just chilling at the surface. I also decided to re-switch to a sitting position when I dive, simply to be able to dive in more places without having to change anything, because whenever you get super used to do your preparation, super comfortable, like in a bed, you know, laying down with a float on your legs and the neck pillow on your neck. It's great, but there's a lot of places it's not gonna work. It's simply because the condition of the water, right? We are very, very, very privileged in the cenotes to have such conditions. It's like diving in a pool, basically. So yeah, 2-3 minutes of relaxation, tidal breathing, one good chest breath, and then 20 pack, and let's go. So the dive went well. It was easy overall. I will thank Katie and Roberto for taking a little video of me going up. You saw in the beginning of the clip. What to say? Much better control regarding speed and effort than the previous one I did over the training in Kamloops and in here yesterday. So pacing my speed better on the way down, not picking too much in terms of speed. So I was about 1.2 meter seconds roughly the whole way from kicking to free falling on the way down, and then on the way up in between 1.1 to 1.3 meter per second with a good good slowing down phase in between 20 and 10, and then really mostly glide between 10 and 0, which is exactly what I want. And I can do it because luckily with the amount of fat I have right now, I'm a little bit more than usual. The muscles that I gained and the 1.5 millimeter suit on the top and the 5 millimeter suit on my legs, I reach a neutral buoyancy of about 10 meter, which is amazing for me for freshwater. I'm super happy with that. So it really worked really well, the end of the bulk in the gym with the beginning of Xibalba competition in freshwater. So yeah, 2-minute dive time, which is still not slow, of course, but I think a good time for a 70-meter dive. So pretty happy. The only thing that is not optimal right now, outside of the sleep, is the stress pre-dive, which is very surprising because, I mean, I know myself, I'm subject to this kind of things. I need to be careful to relax myself. But that competition, I don't have really huge goals or anything. It's more like to do one. It's next door. It's fun. I'm going in bike. I do a fun discipline. I don't have the temptation to try to push it too much, because anyway the depth is limited here. I think it's 93 meter or something like this, and ideally I will do 100 meter, so I cannot here, so that's good. I don't have to try to think too much, to try to build depth too fast to get to a certain point. So it's fairly comfortable, but somehow every time I get on the official line, my heart rate starts to pound a little bit. Today I was around 95, 100 resting before my dive, which is very high. Generally I'm in the 65, something like this. Always a bit higher than my resting heart rate, but never super high, except in competition. And the dive was not stressful. 70 meter is something, again, that is very conservative for me, but it's just the fact of being there. The good thing is, like, I managed it really well during the dive, but this is something that if I don't fix it, will create problem in the future, even for that competition, even for the range of like 80, 90. I cannot start with a super high heart rate. So that's what I'm gonna work on tomorrow, to try to visualize a bit and to prepare to try to control that it's a very difficult thing to control. Even if you tell yourself, hey, there's no need to worry, everything is fine, your body sometimes reacts in a different way than your thoughts, right? So yeah, tomorrow plan diving, and then the next day as well. Then after that it's a rest day because it's the day before the comp and there's no training, unfortunately. So next dive tomorrow, I'm still deciding. But I think 75 is reasonable. It's gonna be again easy, and being able to for me to focus more on the mental aspects at the start of the dive, right? Like controlling the heart rate. It's tempting to put 80 meter, because it's been a while I didn't do 80, and I would like it earlier than later, but I'm afraid it's a bit of a jump, and I don't want to break the progression and the nice feeling just by jumping too fast. But that should be no problem to do 80 meter. I mean, it should be okay. So even with the little bit of training I had. So I think I'm gonna stick with 75, but I will reassess tomorrow morning, and hopefully it's a nice dive. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for following. For the few that asked me to know a little bit more about thoughts in competition, here it is. See you tomorrow. Cheers.